Well, if it isn't Jenn Litz-Kirk.
Well, hello.
Hola. How are you?
Good. So what do you do? Oh, you're not here anymore.
No, I'm back in Santenio. Yeah. So like I said, it was a minor emergency. Like everybody's alive and healthy. So anyway, that's where I've been. And thank you for indulging me. So I'm ill prepared as I'm announcing to my guests. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I raced off to Austin yesterday for a family issue that's not serious, but serious to a 21-year-old. A heartbreak. Let's put it that way. And
that is traumatic when you're 21.
Yes. And so I took the day off yesterday and half of today. And so,
well, don't worry, because Maria and I go way back, right, Maria?
We go way back, please.
Okay,
I just had a baby. I don't even know what day of the week it is.
You had a baby? Are we blessed with a young man or a boy or girl?
A young gentleman.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, wish me luck.
Yeah.
Oh, congrats. How old, Maria?
He's 10 weeks.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Is he your first or?
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks. I was joking. To the team, I never knew what everyone was talking about. They're like, oh, like sleep now. Da, da, da. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm like, oh, no. You really meant sleep.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Sleeping is like such a hot commodity when you have and we're not prepared to talk about it yet, but there's somebody else on this podcast right now who is expecting a baby in a few months. And I'm not going to say who it is because you don't want to talk about it yet, but he
sleep now.
He has no idea. Well, he bitches now because I call him at 11 at night. Hey, we got to do this or 3 a.m. Wait till the baby comes. You think I'm bad? I'm a big baby. But, at least I can go to the restroom by myself most times. Not all the time. All right, so enough nonsense. I'm taking
heartbreaking babies.
Jenn, why don't you introduce and continue with the real value out of the podcast?
And hi, Jenn. So nice to see you. I think my internet cut out.
You too. Yes.
So it's been way too long.
It has. Yeah. So this is Maria Littlefield of Owl's Brew. You're co-founder, right? Along with Jenny Rips, right? And so we met about 2015 or 2016 when you guys had the shandy. But as I understand, you've recently reformulated it to be a lot more tea forward, right?
Yeah. I think probably the best way to explain it is to kind of like go back to how it all began to make sense of how we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love origin stories around here.
Then perfect.
This is perfect. Yes, you're in the right spot if you want to give a good origin story.
Perfect.
So
great. Well, maybe I'll give you guys more details than I was going to. So way back when. So it actually all started. So Jenny hired me as an intern the first day of New York, if you guys want some fun facts, the first day I moved here. And at the time we worked together in marketing, but she actually had a family member who was ill, and she was looking for and researching ingredients that had incredible benefits. And she just stumbled upon the world of tea and botanicals. And I should tell you, she was like totally amazed that you could just drop something in water and have like antibacterial and antiviral and immunity boosting and all these incredible properties just by putting something in water. And so she started blending tea at first, really for function for her family member. And, at the same time, we were social and in the city and, going out a lot and having a lot of cocktails. And we had all this tea, and she was blending like in our office kitchen. And so we started making tea cocktails together and just realized that like tea was like an incredible base for boozy beverages, and you could have like an incredible drink that also gave you something back, and you felt a whole lot better the next day, and you were also getting all these awesome properties. And so started like testing the waters and started hosting tea cocktail parties for like our friends and coworkers, and realized that we weren't the only ones who wanted to drink like this, and that like we say drink wise now, but just having something that was like actually made from good stuff when you're drinking was really resonating with kind of our community. And so that's really how this like all started, was in tea. And so we launched our cocktail mixer, which was like our first foray really into like packaged products. And our goal was always to launch something that was in a can. Yeah, Jenn, when we met, we had just launched the Radlers, which were a mix of fresh brewed organic tea and beer. And it was kind of a weird moment, as you guys all remember. It was like right before seltzer launched, and like this whole shift towards like gluten-free and away from beer. And so I think, you know, it was too confusing of a proposition for the consumer, which is how we ended up with boozy tea today. But it gave us, you know, we learned so much through that experience, and really like key takeaways that like, yes, the consumer like is very interested in drinking products that are clean and made from whole real stuff. But the Radler name with beer, it was just like a little bit too of a muddled message. And so we really took a moment and kind of like stepped back and retrenched, and really back to where we started, which was like really just fresh brewing organic tea and spiking it, which is, you know, we used to do it in buckets, and so now we did it in a can.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's really kind of our transition. And then boozy tea we launched in January 2020, which was a super interesting time, as we all know now, to launch a product. So it's been a journey with COVID and everything, but a super exciting one. And I hope that we're kind of getting to more of a new norm.
And you guys are, I mean, you know, I spoke with Jenny, I think probably a couple of months ago at the start of the summer, and she was talking about you guys are already in 18 states and, you know, doing really well in big retailers like Whole Foods. And you're with a lot of, it's beer distributors, right? A lot of big beer distributors?
Yeah.
Or
yeah, almost all beer distributors. It's a mix of kind of all different networks and some independents, but all beer distributors.
Tell me, kind of give me the landscape for how big do you think RTD tea is going to get? And are you guys one of the larger players in that space?
Yeah, so this is an interesting question, because I actually think, that there's going to be a lot of blurring in terms of these ingredient specific categories. And so I'll start there. I think there's gonna be a lot of blurring, because I think what's happening is this better for you movement. And I think that seltzers were really the beginning of it. You know, seltzers kind of stripped back everything that was quote unquote bad, right? Like calories, carbs, sugars. And then we had this like super straightforward product with like not really a whole lot in it. Like all of them are made with like artificial or natural flavors. And that's about it. Spiked with water. Spiked, and then they're like water. So they sort of started this better for you movement. And if you look at what's happened in, for example, non-alc, which, you know, alcohol trends always seem to be about like 5 years behind non-alc. That's exactly what happened. We kind of took away like sodas. No one drinks soda anymore, right? Now we're all drinking products that kind of give yourself something back, right? Like even the movement, I mean, kombuchas, which obviously now we can talk about, but the kombucha movement, which now you can get like kombucha at a convenience store. Like once you learn from as a consumer that you can kind of fill the same occasion with something that's actually better for you and also delicious, there's no reason really to go back. And so I think that's really what's happening in alcohol. I think there's going to be a big shift again from these like specific categories into this like products that, you know, are still boozy and fun and lighthearted, but also made with like good, clean stuff and a lot more transparent than we've seen. And so we think a lot more about like this better for you category than kind of like individual specific categories. And I think that's just going to be a category that we see grow and grow and grow as consumers, you know, care about what they're putting into your body, even when you're boozy, right? It's like, hey, you don't have to like throw it all away. You can have fun, but also like drink clean, good stuff. And I don't know, I'm sure Jenny talked your ear off about natural flavors too, but it's really gross when you start like peeling away all the layers of this stuff and you're like, wait, they're made in the lab with chemicals. They're not natural at all. They're made from animal byproducts. And then your like whole world explodes and you're like, hold on.
We actually had, should not bring this up because Harry's just gonna, you know, have. Like
are you gonna say the words beaver balls?
Beaver butt? No,
yeah.
Beaver gland.
This is something that I think Boston Beer told us, or maybe it was you guys, I forget. But one of the, you know, flavor ingredients.
It was Jim Cook.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he said it on stage at our
beaver,
summit. This is not a secret.
Beaver, but yeah, it was a
beaver
naughty part.
There's like glands,
Yes, glands.
Yes.
Glands is the word we're looking
The wonderful tasty. Yeah.
So it sounds like what you're saying is that no beavers were harmed in the making of your products.
Yeah, so I didn't even no beavers were harmed in the making of Owl's Brew. I didn't even talk about that yet, but I mean, one of our core ethos as a brand from the very beginning has always, and again, it started, Jenny really blending for function, was using whole real ingredients. And it's been, there's been a lot of like challenges in terms of making products like that in this category, because it's just not how a lot of people are set up. It was really hard to find partners who would actually like fresh brew the tea. We use all whole real ingredients. If we use any juice, it's real juice. And again, like all organic, clean, whole products. And so yeah, our belief, again, I think I said this before, but it's just drink wise. Like you can still drink really good ingredients that are also, good ingredients are also super delicious. So it's like win-win for everybody.
Right. So in terms of how much traction that natural and, better for you and real ingredients is getting, I don't know. Do you guys share volume projections? I know Jenny said last time we chatted that you guys were up triple digits from when you had the old product to the new product, even despite having launched during COVID, which is pretty impressive. But like, how big we talking?
I can give you some percentages. So like this summer in particular, we're up about 300% year over year, which last year was our launch year. And we've launched with retailers such as like Publix, Trader Joe's, HEB, Specs, Total Wine, Whole Foods, which I think you found us at this
Whole Foods.
We did our first big displays programs, which I heard you found us there, so that's awesome. And like the consumer demand for when we're this past summer has just been like amazing, and I feel like we've gotten to a point where we're no longer like educating so much about why you want to drink better. It's just like, and there's a general understanding, which when we first launched was definitely not the case. And so we did a display program, and we were up like 618% in our rate of sale, as opposed to when we weren't displayed at those same stores. So that it's a lot about discovery, and once we're found, it's really connecting with.
Do you benchmark yourself against seltzer, or right, like we can get to X share of seltzer, or even what does the seltzer slowdown mean for you guys?
Well, look, we look at kind of across this whole better for you movement again. Like I said, like looking at like what's happening with the hard kombuchas and the hard seltzers, and just kind of this general category. The seltzer slowdown in and of itself, there was a lot of noise in seltzer, and I think there was a lot of like iterations of kind of the same thing. And so again, I think that they were the beginning of this category, and I think we're going to see a lot more innovation around better for you products like ours, and stuff with good ingredients, and stuff with real ingredients. And I don't think I think there's only so big it could get, and I think we're going to see a lot of iterations from it.
Got it. And how about the seasonal trends, right? Because that's another, speaking of seltzer, that's a seasonality curve, right? Is there a seasonality curve to Owl's Brew?
Yeah, I think we will see a little bit of a seasonality curve. We're actually launching our first seasonal flavor, which we're really excited about. We're launching a spiced chai and cranberry. So the base is chai tea with cinnamon, cloves, cardamom, ginger, with cranberry and apple. So again, just kind of like another opportunity to extend our season, and to kind of give our consumers something that's not quite so summer. We have some like watermelon flavors and a little bit more like summery beachside type things. And so that's rolling out actually right now here.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah. So we have a lot of programming coming up this fall and winter for that. And we're also doing a partnership with like Keep Abreast, which is a breast cancer charity, launching next week as well. So we have a lot of fall programming and things like that. But I think generally we'll see a little bit of a slowdown, but hopefully not too much.
Yeah. So I'll ask you one more question, and then let Jordan and Harry get at you a little more. But so you mentioned some of the marketing, right? And I had spoken with Jenny about some of the marketing that you guys do, which is very female oriented, which I think is great, right? So if you could tell me a little bit more about that, and maybe like how much you skew female versus male.
Gosh, where to start? Okay, so in terms of this female to male skew, I'll start with that, and then I can kind of go into some of the stuff that we're doing. So I would say our consumer initially, so guys definitely like our product, but the initial pickup definitely tends to be female. I would say probably about 70% of initial pickup or purchases are women. And then we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. So a lot of our marketing right now is not women specific, just I'll address that and then I'll go into the Wise Women Collective, but based on, brand awareness and sharing kind of why we're different and clean drinking and conscious drinking and all of that. And we just had a segment on the Today Show. We were on the Ellen Show this summer, all kind of fun, great, exciting stuff. And we also won a bunch of awards, which is amazing. We're, all based on taste and like all these different festivals that we did this summer. We won like a Gold Sip Award. We won at Seltzerland, the San Diego Beer Festival. We won the People's Choice Award, all sorts of fun stuff like that. And so the fact that it's kind of resonating generally on taste is also really exciting to us. But then taking a step kind of deeper, and this I think what you talked about with Jenny, in terms of, in this category, we're female founded and we're definitely a minority in this segment. And we want to do whatever we can to kind of build a community around that and amplify our voices however we can. And so we launched the Wise Women Collective, which is really just our community platform. And we do some serious stuff and then we do some fun stuff because at the end of the day, we're a boozy tea, right? So one of our, we're launching, as I just said, the Keep Abreast partnership, which is a breast cancer awareness charity that we're partnering with for the month of October. We also have a partnership with Random House where we're doing Boozy Book Club. We partner with different authors and host Boozy Book Clubs and Instagram Lives, and everyone gets books, and we celebrate with boozy teas. And then you can also, any community is an important community for us in terms of women supporting women, and so we support anything from like, if you're hosting like a local book club, you can go onto our website and you can submit your information and we'll support your local book club, or, mom's night out, or just kind of fun, like lighthearted stuff like that.
That's cool. When you first said book club, I heard you say butt club. And
you're thinking about those beavers.
right. Of course my mind goes directly into the gut. But tell us a little bit about how y'all named this, you and Jenny.
Owl's Brew?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It really goes back to the wise owl, drink wise. As he said, it was always about like just drinking good, clean stuff when you're drinking. And so we thought, who better than the wise owl, Owl's Brew? A little ode to Winnie the Pooh, I guess.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
I was wondering, you mentioned convenience a little bit, and is that a place y'all want to play in? It sounds like you're mostly in grocery for now. And then kind of along those lines, is the convenience channel, do you see them gravitating more towards better for you products? I know they jumped on seltzer, but who didn't, right? So outside of seltzer, do you see them kind of gravitating towards more better for you? And is that a place y'all want to play?
Yeah, no, great question. For the most part, we are in grocery for launch, and this past year. The convenience channel is definitely interesting to us. We're actually working on a couple of things for next year that might be more relevant to that space that we can talk about soon. But generally, I think we'll see a shift. I think it's the same thing that happened again, as I said before, in like non-alc. You would never be able to buy like a regular kombucha at like a gas station, but now you can. And so I think we'll see that general shift as the consumer demand evolves.
Okay. And are y'all open to doing like larger single serve products, or does that fit in with y'all's principles, or is it like just
yes, it does.
Slim cans?
We don't have principles against large format products.
Okay. Gotcha.
Stay tuned. No.
More better drinking is more better.
More better drinking is always better.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Maria, I forgot to ask you. So like, what markets do y'all do best in? Because you're in 18 states, right? So obviously you probably do better in some than in others.
Yeah. So I would say, right now we're really coastal. And so it's almost not even fair to say like where we do best, because some are just more mature than others. We launched about 8 states last year, and then added, other way around, 10 states last year and added 8 this year. Our biggest markets, our most kind of mature markets, are really our backyard, like New York and Connecticut, and California, and the West Coast. And then we recently launched Texas, which is probably where you found it, right?
Yeah.
And Florida and some of the more southern, like the Carolinas and Georgia. And we're seeing a lot of awesome early traction there as well. So, I mean, really excited about all of our new states, but I would say those are kind of our core markets for now.
And you guys are based in Connecticut, right? Or New York or?
New York and Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have offices here and in Connecticut. Yeah. Jenny's actually based in Connecticut.
Well, we'll have to pay a market visit.
Yeah. You'll be in New York? Come visit us.
Yeah, we'll be up there in another month or two. We always go to New York. I'm curious how you say you opened, 10 states, then 8. How did you pick your distributors? Do you have like criteria? Did you like a request, or how did you go about that process?
It's really just about partnership for us at the end of the day, and kind of like who is most excited about what we're doing and what we're building and thinks that they can build it with us. And I mean, that really at the end of the day, it's like a marriage almost with your distributors, right? So it's a lot about like who you're working with and kind of like the vibe and the commitment that you have with each other. And so I would say really it's based on kind of how the fit and how we thought we could build together.
So in other words, it sounds to me like you're just looking for cool people to do business with.
Yeah, we just want to like hang out and drink with that now.
Right. And avoid assholes.
That's our first check mark.
Right. Because, Sam Calagione has famously said that the beer industry is 99% asshole free. And that's turned out to not age well. But and trust me, I'm self-aware enough to know that I'm one of those assholes. But yeah, no, but it is a brand like this, like, in other words, I'm old enough to know that a brand like this would not have flown even 5 years ago. It's really come into its own. The transparency, the purity of the flavors, the purity of the ingredients. I mean, that resonates. I mean, alcohol is not great for you, but you can mitigate a little bit of that by, having the other shit that's in it not be harmful too. Is that, I mean, am I talking crazy?
No, I mean, that's what I mean. Drink wise. Like you can still drink and have a good time and just like not throw it all out because you don't have to have like super sugary, chemically enhanced stuff. You can have real ingredients, and newsflash, like real ingredients taste a whole lot better. Real lemon tastes a lot better than fake lemon.
Well, I mean, real lemon also tastes better than beaver balls and their buttholes.
Yes.
So
should I put that on the website?
I mean, that's going to be the headline. Tastes better than beaver balls.
People drink a lot of root beer, Harry. I don't know.
Listen, I am not against beaver balls. Let's normalize loving beaver balls. Let's not be beaver haters.
Nothing against beavers.
I feel like I'm treading into bad territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to reel it back in, as they say. Jordan,
I was going to ask one last question. Do y'all do any direct to consumer shipping?
Yes. We are kind of direct to consumer in 32 states right now.
Okay.
And we also partner with a lot of local groups like GoPuff and Taproom, Minibar, Drizzly, Delivery in Hawaii.
Hey, did anybody else notice that maybe this is regional, but that Drizzly was all over the Emmys 2 nights ago? I didn't watch it, but I've been told, of course.
You watch the fashion, right? Obviously. Of
course, just I always like the E channel before red card. I like that part.
But yeah, I mean, for the
that is the quality. Yeah.
I guess that's that Uber. That's that Uber money coming into play.
I don't know. That deal.
I don't know if that deal's not done yet.
It hasn't closed.
Oh, it's not. So they're just throwing money at the tube.
They've been doing a lot of TV ads. I see a lot of Drizzly TV ads.
Yeah,
you too. And is it even available here?
Oh
yeah, of course.
In San Antonio?
Oh yeah.
I use it like every weekend. There's no way I'm making a separate trip to the liquor store. Like,
God, you are so upscale. We need to talk about your salary. If you can afford Whole Foods and Drizzly.
Did you just call it not Whole Foods something else? Anyway.
Whole. God, I wish I got your jokes.
Um,
Hold on, let me put on my millennial hat.
Bruh.
Okay, so now I'll understand everything y'all are saying.
I think you're spot on.
Are you talking to me or Jen?
No, you fished Owl's Brew. You know about beavers. You're way ahead of the curve, Mary.
Okay, good.
You're wearing a bra hat.
You're wearing a bra hat. Yeah.
So I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and who's going through a divorce, and he's like, man, you should write a book like being 50 and Second Life or whatever, because I got divorced like 8 years ago. And I'm like, yeah, it's not as great as you might think. Like, wait, why are we getting on this topic? What did somebody ask me a question or no?
Nope.
Millennial, you put your bra hat on.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was like, don't fall into the trap of trying to act too young. Like wearing bandanas around your wrist, a bra hat, saying things like, oh, that's lit. Yeah, all the thing. Don't make all the mistakes that I continue to make. But just be yourself. That's all. Right? I mean, that's all anybody can ask.
That's all you can ask for. Be yourself.
I know you didn't really ask for life advice, but I just felt, as a new mother that maybe
Maybe we could mansplain it to you, Maria.
Yeah. I know about this mansplaining, and I'm not mansplaining anything. I'm idiot splaining. You know what? Let's just get off this. I feel like I'm treading water here. This is gone off. This has gone off the rails. Off the rails. So let's let you have, Maria, the last word. What would you like our valued readers to know? And our readers are heavy distributors. Not some of them are heavy, but but not all of them. Some are very fit. Actually, distributors are getting fitter and fitter, I think. Like I see them
it's all the Owl's Brew they're drinking.
They're conscious drinkers now.
Yeah. So what message would you like to give? Because we need a positive message. It's been a terrible year.
The message I would like to give is I think there's a better for you shift coming. I think that we're all going to be healthier. I think this last year was crazy and everyone learned a lot, and particularly a lot about their health and what's good for you. And that's what we're most excited about at Owl's Brew, and spreading this, making good, clean, real drinks accessible to everybody. And I hope that we can just continue to build and expand that message, and it's really resonating with consumers, and we're just focused on like amplifying that and getting as many places as we can, as quickly as we can. And one other note actually on accessibility, that just to plug ourselves before we end, is that one of our biggest goals is not to be too expensive. I think there's a lot of like kind of better for you premium things that tend to be almost inaccessible in terms of their price points. And one thing we're really focused on is we're always going to be a little bit premium because real ingredients are more expensive and just the way it's set up, but only about $1 more in terms of our competitor, in terms of more mass market brands. And so that people truly can drink better and hopefully enjoy it and have fun, drink wise.
What is your price point? For an average at like a Whole Foods?
$10.99 for like a 6-pack.
Yeah, that is reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm shocked to have to say that, because that would, as old as I am, that would be ridiculous. But no, it's like very reasonable now.
Yeah, and that's been one of our goals all along, is just making it accessible, and not like, sometimes they're so outlandish that it's like you can actually drink that on a regular basis. It can actually become part of your life and part of your lifestyle, because it has to be like a treat. It shouldn't be a treat. It should just be part of your life.
I think that's smart.
Very cool. Gosh, thank you so much for being on here. And
no, thank you guys. I hope I made sense. I feel like I have like newborn brain, but
well, I'm sorry for like talking about old man shit. I'm not supposed to.
A little bit.
I swear.
He's about to ask if we can see the child now.
Would you like to see a picture?
Sure.
I mean, if you don't mind.
Guys, he's my
He
home.
just couldn't bring himself to do it, Maria. So I
We
have
love-
to ask for
We
him.
love babies around
Oh,
here.
He is.
he's so cute. What's his name?
Luca.
Oh, he's adorable. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What
Yeah.
a cute little future TRTD drinker,
Yeah.
marketer.
You know, I'm doing it for the future.
Yeah.
Every per
Yes.
cap helps.
Yeah, exactly. Just, drink wise one at a time.
Drink wise. I like that. And owls they're just magnificent creatures. Every time I see one in the wild, it freaks me the fuck out. There was one in my backyard for years, and it would just sit there in the tree and stare at me when I was in my hot tub. And I'm like, just go away. You're freaking me out. That's my owl story. Anybody else got any owl stories?
Not as good.
Not as good as that one.
No.
You're fucking trolling me, Jordan. I know. Jordan just sits back there. You're such a troll. God damn it. Do you see the lack? Do you have respect at your company? Because it doesn't happen over here. Where we,
Seems like you guys have a really good time. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Yeah, well, you haven't you don't know the behind the scenes. They're all everybody's nice to me to my face, and then but there's a secret thread that they think I don't know about that they all talk about me on. And
That's actually a lie, Maria. We're actually meaner to his face than we are when we talk about him. Right,
Sure,
Jordan?
that's what you want. You want to hear the worst stuff to your face.
I think that's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me, Jennifer.
It is. Because
We're
I
always
usually say the
upfront.
nice things behind
Yeah, I
your
mean, that means a lot to me that you are just straight up mean to my face and being honest. I'd rather have that than this
Yes, I'm
behind the scenes.
Very
See,
good.
I'm so paranoid that I think that y'all have like a Google chat going on behind. And I know you do, by the way. Don't even lie about it.
Yeah, because that's how
I've
we
seen
work.
Jordan's computer. Sometimes he's next to me at the bar and I look over and I see y'all chatting about, other
Shield it.
things.
Other things.
Yeah. And then Jordan slams his computer shut like a clam. Don't look over here. This is my business. We got private shit going on over here. I might be having a baby. Maybe not. Not allowed to.
Jordan, if you are having a baby, congrats. Maybe
You know
not.
what?
Well, thank you, Maria.
Maria-
And congrats on your baby. And
It's
thank you for being on.
It's for a different podcast. Jordan wants to save it. I want to save it. Jen, I don't know your opinion on it, but
He's
we're
like,
going to do a
"Jen, you're done
whole.
having babies.
We're
no
going
more
to. Yeah, you're
babies."
done having bibbies.
And you have kids, right?
I have 2. Yeah. I have
Oh,
a
she's
2-year-old
got like 8.
and a 5-year-old.
You would think she had 8.
Oh God,
how
don't
much-
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby, please. Oh my
Ricky
God.
Bobby, 8.5 pound baby Jesus. All right, we've wasted enough of Maria's time
Guys,
and
it was
and
lovely.
our listeners.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
everyone is enlightened by this conversation.
We do not respect our listeners' time at all. We will talk about nothing endlessly, and people still keep coming back. The podcast, it gets about like 400-500 listeners per one, and it inches up just a little bit every week. Not a lot.
Sometimes
Just a-
people like to hear like unfiltered thoughts,
Yeah. And 500 is not bad for a tiny little
Right.
beer podcast. I mean, it is 500 of the right people, Maria. It's not like Joe Blow selling bottles of water out on the corner. It's
Trying to give you his mixtape.
yeah, it's Duke Reyes. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for drinking beer and RTDs. And I appreciate you, Maria, being on here. And
It was my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me, you guys. This was really fun.
all right, we'll do it again.
Anytime.
All right, guys, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.